Hello guys, here I have a little guy here, chip, this IC, let me show you. And this is a small tiny IC, right? It looks like this underneath. So what happened was, I was repairing a laptop, a nice machine with a graphics card, a nice laptop with a graphics card. So what I did was, I checked the board, I checked everywhere, and there was nothing on the board until I noticed that the PC doesn't turn on at all when you press the power button. There was nothing on the power button. The machine was not turning on, and there was no voltages as well on the power button, and the 3.3 volts was shorted to ground, right? So I didn't inject any power. I used my hand to search and feel what was getting hot. I realized that the heat was coming from this chip. Okay, let me show you this chip. There it is. This is the chip. This was the chip. It says 3 volts always to 3 volt switch, which means when you press the power button. Okay, let me just first explain this. Remember, when you press the power button, before you even press the power button, when you search the laptop, when you check using a multimeter, you will have 3.3 volts, right, on the power on the button, and sometimes you will have the 3.3 volts on the BIOS, chip. Okay, why is that? That is called 3 volts always. It means the moment you connect the charger, you will have the voltage on those points. Like the power button, you will have the 3.3, and then 3.3 on the power button, it's called 3.3 volts always. You will always find this ALW. It means always. And then you will have this other one to 3.3, to 3 VS. What does this S mean? It means switch. The moment when you press, or standby, the moment when you press the power button, you will have the 3.3 VS. Meaning, this is where the 3.3 volts always is changed to 3.3 VS. Okay, volts VS. Okay, for instance, when your machine is off, can you open a DVD-ROM? No, you won't, unless if you're using a small pin, but it won't open, it won't turn on when the machine is off. But it doesn't necessarily mean the machine is completely off. Some power rails are still running, like 3.3 volts always and 5 volts always. But when the machine is off, can you charge your laptop? I mean, can you charge your phone? You won't charge your phone. Okay, why? Because you are missing the 5 volts VS. Although you will have 5 volts always, but it won't charge your phone with a 5 volts always. You will need to have what? To have 5 volts VS in order to charge what? To charge your phone. Okay, same issue here. You might have 3.3 volts always, but when you press the power button, this tiny chip here, it takes this 3.3 always and then turn it into 3.3 volts out only when you press the power button, only when it is instructed to do so. Okay, before they were using MOSFETs. But now with the new laptops, these are all the changes. Instead of using the MOSFETs, maybe 2 or 3 MOSFETs, now they're using chips, tiny chip. Okay, you can see how many power rates we have: 3.3 and we have 5 volts. Okay, why they are doing that? They are trying to save time and to save time as possible. They're trying to save what? To save time, to save space. This whole process allows them to do what? It allows them to save space and try to replace. Try to produce tiny motherboards as possible. Instead of having 2 MOSFETs, now you'll only have what? That tiny one chip, which does the job, which does everything. These are all the changes that you should be aware of. Things are changing, guys. Please pay attention on this thing. I saw this on new motherboard, even on old motherboard, but especially on new motherboards. I'm telling you, most of them have this now. So please pay attention to this, and don't forget to press the subscribe button. And let me show you this chip. This is the chip. All right, anyway, bye bye.